Yo, 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 yo! What up, guys? Godfather999X here. And I am back with some more Chicken Blitz. I'm just checking to make sure everything. I finally have heights again. Yay. I'm happy. Give me 1 second. Alright. Anyway, we're back with Chicken Place Painted Red. Let's continue. I think
Honestly,
this might actually
I
be...
wasn't expecting anything good, but this...
Ooh, just like a horror movie.
I was thinking the same.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Let's
That is
hope
true.
so.
You have a
Even
window.
if you manage to escape, there's nothing but hills and forests for 100 miles.
Imagine how many poor lunatic ghosts must haunt those woods.
Ooh, Sonny, you're creeping me out.
Let's go.
This
Give me an
guy
idea.
seems strangely familiar to me.
You don't say. You've been treated here too. That would explain a lot.
Oh, don't be stupid. I'm serious. Take a closer look.
No.
Well?
No, it can't be. Are you telling me it's him? M.B. Davis himself?
I'm sure of
Jesus
it, pal.
fuck.
It seems the gossip was true. The eternal king of jazz in a madhouse.
Oh, no, no, no. Poor devil.
Damn, that's gotta suck. To see your idol in the goddamn fucking madhouse? That's gotta suck. We could go there. We could
We
look
should
at
go to
work.
reception first. Let them know we're here.
Weird mural.
This picture.
It's very...
Special?
Yeah, it's gotta
This...
It's...
Special?
I want to.
We should check in first.
Okay. Speak.
Of all the great wild ones,
Greetings, miss.
is it really you?
Well, yes.
Yes, it really is you. The chicken police.
I'm afraid
See
so.
us when they're
Of
headed
all
going
that's
through the
furry
goddamn
and plumy,
portal.
that's fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Miss, we'd like to ask...
Please, don't be scared. I'm just really excited. You know, I've read every book about you and your adventures, and I even collected newspaper articles when I was a little girl.
Oh god,
Indeed.
she's a huge fan.
You can't imagine what an honor it is to meet you in person.
We really...
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Take a deep breath, Miranda. Take a deep breath.
Are you okay, miss?
Yes, I am. I just needed some air.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
dear detectives, Santino and Martin, what can I do for you?
Well, miss, we have some questions, if you don't mind.
I'd love to answer all of your questions, detectives.
Move. You got new personal info. This one doesn't have that anymore. Interesting. Full of life, full of hope, full of almost everything, and she is a big fan of us, unfortunately. No really like there to be met behind the deaths of the asylum. Named Miranda, and she's an embarrassingly huge fan of the chicken police. Why embarrassing?
Say,
I'm
miss,
saying there's
what
silence.
can you tell us about this place?
Our institution was standing even before the Great Meat War, and during the war, it was transformed into a military hospital. Since then, we're relentlessly working on treating injured minds under the leadership of Dr. Quetzal, the famous specialist.
What?
The place seems pretty empty. Do many people work here?
We have 32 residents and 7 nurses, including me. We also have a 3-person maintenance and cleaning staff, and, of course, the heart and soul of our institution, Dr. Quetzal himself.
I see. Now, this Dr. Quetzal, is he the director here?
Exactly. Director, scientist, researcher, patron, and doctor. And even
A
a
patron?
friend.
Quite a guy.
He certainly is.
I need the snake. Dr. I'm not Quetzal Colt.
So who is this Dr. Quetzal exactly?
He's a world-famous researcher of the mind, Mr. Featherland.
not even gonna
He published
pronounce any of that
countless
if I'm gonna
books
be
in the fields of
completely honest.
psychology and psychotherapy.
Psycho what?
Unraveling the mind. It's the most crucial mission of the century, Mr. McChicken.
That's really good to know.
So this doctor's some celebrity, right? Does he usually meet, other important persons?
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Well, like, Mr. Hobart Wessler, for example.
Hobart.
Ah, yes. That's something you should ask the doctor himself, but unfortunately, I don't think he has time right now.
He's swamped, is he?
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. He is very busy. All the time.
I
All the
thought
time
so.
you say. It's strange.
Now, what can you say
about?
about this, miss? Have you, seen anything like it?
Of course. Our residents wear these for identification. But how did you come by it? They only wear them inside the institution.
Huh. I see.
The wristband does belong to one of our residents. But I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you more due to regulations.
Oh, come on, Miranda. It's us, the chicken police.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Miranda, this case is a matter of life and death. Lives are in your hands.
Yep. Lives
All
are in your
right.
hands.
All right. I'll do it. Albert Wessler. The
Oh,
patient's
damn, Albert
name
is
is
dead.
Albert Thaddeus Wessler.
I thought he
Figured.
wasn't going to be
Just
dead,
as we
in all
thought.
honesty.
Thank you, Miranda. We'll never forget this.
Please, don't make me blush. And don't tell anyone you heard it from me.
Oh, we won't. I promise.
Alrighty, Albert.
So when can we
Octavius
talk to
Wessler.
Mr. Wessler?
I need to ask Dr. Quetzal. Please wait here.
Thank you.
Okay,
It doesn't matter how big a star you once were. Ending up lonely and crazy in a rotting insane asylum in the middle of nowhere is like the universe restoring its balance.
That was very poetic of you, Marty. Almost deep. Careful you don't drown.
Cluck you.
cluck you.
We need to let them know we're here first.
Okay, can
Dr.
we-
Quetzal will see you.
Okay.
He's waiting
goody
for
good.
you in his office. Up the stairs, all the way down the hall, until the last
good.
door.
What a surprise. It's enough to mention Wessler's name and all the doors are open.
I wouldn't want to get mixed up in this, but do you think Albert is in danger?
Danger?
I mean,
What do you mean?
We haven't heard from him since he disappeared, and we're really, really worried.
I see. We don't know yet, miss, but let's hope for the best.
Great wild ones protect him.
yeah,
Where
he's
is he?
dead.
No idea, Marty.
The smell of all that's furry. I'll never get used to it.
Well, reptiles have a disgusting body odor, Marty, but they feel exactly the same about us. Exactly.
Great wild
fucking
ones. You
snake.
scared the hell out of me.
I already sensed your arrival from afar. You know, snakes have a different sense of smell, and birds used to be our prey once upon a time.
Well, yeah. Luckily, we're living in civilized times.
Lucky. Please take a seat. How can I help you, gentlemen?
Well, first we gotta look at the fucking people thing. Cole Ditson, professor, want to give me the creeps. The professor is a real philosopher, scientist, writer, philosopher, polyhitster, scientist, writer, philosopher, and who knows what else. And then we might have Bingo Albert Letterhead disappeared from the asylum. Let's look around before we actually...
Your office is rather Puritan. Simple, I mean.
Ain't that
Yeah?
the truth?
Well, yes. I can't let my mind wander from my work. I only keep what's essential in my office.
I see.
yeah, I
That
see.
makes sense.
Window.
Why do you have bars on your windows?
Because it's a room like all the others, and I'm just an animal, too, like all our residents.
With the significant difference of you being a doctor and not a patient. Am I right?
It's not as big of a difference as you'd think.
Oh, yeah, true. You're here with
Is
crazy.
this cell like the others?
I would rather call it a room. But yes, it's like all the others, except there are even bigger ones than this.
Bigger and better. Quote, quote. I bet. Desk.
An isle of reason in a sea of insanity.
Insanity is such a strong word, and it's mostly an abstract idea. Where does insanity start, and how long is one not insane? Interesting questions. Am I normal, or are you? Maybe neither of us.
Jesus,
You
fuck.
see,
What
that's
the...
something I think about a lot nowadays.
What
If
the...
you
What the
like, I
fuck?
can give you an appointment.
Oh, this is your chance, Sonny. Don't miss it. We're already here.
Marty, shut
Marty,
the fuck up.
Fuck up.
I mean, technically we're all insane, but we're all not insane, but we're all weird, but we're all not weird, we're all not normal, but we're also normal at the same time. It's a weird fucking thing, if you think about it, because people say they're normal, but in reality, what is normal? Because what you would consider normal would be considered weird to other people. What would be considered normal to them would be considered weird to you. And so on and so forth. So in all reality, we're not normal. We're all weird, but that would also make us normal, would that not? Would that not make us normal? But would that also not make us weird? That is the true question there. That is the true question. Because, yeah. Marie, I swear to God, I will slap you. Don't fucking be oohing. But, yeah. That is a true question in of itself. Alrighty, so there's nothing else. Let's fucking talk to Dr.
To be honest,
Quetzal.
gentlemen, your visit is anything but a surprise. I could even say I was expecting it.
What an introduction.
Please forgive me. I have the bad habit of immediately getting into the middle of things. How very rude of me. My name is Dr. Sessuus Quetzalcoatl, but most call me Dr. Quetzal to keep it simple.
I'm not even going to
The
try
name
to
is
pronounce
Santino
that last
Featherland,
part.
and this is my partner, Martin McChicken, from the Predatory Division of the Clawville Police Department. Your fame is one step ahead of you.
We're used to it.
Certainly.
We have some questions about one of your patients, if you don't mind. We'd like to talk to him, if that's possible.
Please be specific, Detective.
Look, Doctor, we're too tired to play cat and mouse. Not
Yeah,
that
they've
snake
been,
and chicken
they've been
sounds
up
any
all
better.
night trying to
Very
figure out
funny,
who
I
killed
must say.
the deer who'd
Just what I
been-
expected from you two
who'd been,
detectives.
fucking,
We know you know. It's about Albert Wessler,
harassing,
Ibn Wessler's secret twin.
who'd been
Ever since we've said his
harassing,
name, all the doors have miraculously opened. That's what we call a bullseye.
Well, yes. Why should I deny it? We're talking about a rather illustrious patient here, who's also a very particular medical case.
Now, that's much more interesting. So, are you willing to talk about him?
Because Albert, regrettably, has disappeared, and you are police detectives, I have no reason not to talk to you. Of course, I'm at your service, but you must understand I can't disclose information about my patients.
Yeah, that
Not
is
even
true.
if it's a matter of life and death?
Everything's a matter of life and death in here, Detective. This is a hospital, even if it's primarily for the mind, not the body.
Still, I'd like to give the impossible a try.
Please, Detective, just do your job, and I'll do mine.
Okay. You can now ask. I want to say, the only reason why we're here is because we found possibly the body of Albert Wessler. We're trying to figure out who'd been harassing Natasha Katzenko and who killed Deborah, the deer. And we're gonna start asking questions.
How long was Albert a resident of the institution?
For quite some time, his first symptoms surfaced in his teens. Depression, panic attacks, and schizophrenia.
Was he brought here immediately after the first signs that something wasn't right?
You know, the biggest problem with an opinion on insanity is that animals are ashamed of it. That's the reason our institution
humans are
stands
as
out
well.
here in the middle of nowhere.
Because animals would rather hide what they're afraid to face.
Humans
I
would as
couldn't
well.
have said it better myself.
As far as I know, the Wessler family wasn't exceptionally wealthy.
Indeed, they were rather poor, but we offer our services gratis.
Then how do you sustain yourselves?
By the grace of the treasury of King Hector III, of course.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
My family and the royal dynasty had always been on good terms, Mr. Santino.
Alrighty. New function, questioning. So let's
What kind of
ask
a
him the
place is
urgency
this
question
exactly?
before we actually
I
go to
assume it
questioning.
wasn't built as an insane asylum.
It used to be a mansion. Construction started during the occupation in 622. Then it stood empty for almost a century, until finally it went to the crown of Cloville when Hector's great-grandfather took the throne. The rest is history.
How long have you been working here?
I've worked here for more than 30 years, but it's been in my family's possession for almost 150 years.
So if I count correctly, as soon as it went to the crown, it was seized by your family.
That's almost accurate, Mr. Featherland.
What a lovely inheritance.
Yep, what a very lovely inheritance. In all honesty. And let's ask about Madame Zavos.
Tell me, Doctor, do you know Madame Zavos?
Just like everybody else, I've heard of her, but I never had the pleasure of meeting her in person. I'm sure she's an interesting case.
Oh, you can be sure about that. I'd gladly get you two together if I had the chance. A spare cell would
I
suit her
think
very
Madame
much.
Zavos and
Is
being
that
the same asylum as
so?
well, if I'm going to be
As it
honest.
turns out, she likes small, narrow, secret places.
Oh, I see. What a coincidence.
Alrighty, we gotta go to questioning now.
Dr. Quetzal's a real mystery. But I can turn that to my advantage. I just need to focus on the strangest pieces of the puzzle.
Yep. Okay. So when did Albert become a resident?
So when did Albert become a resident of your institute?
Albert and Hobart, or Ibn as you call him, arrived here almost exactly 4 years ago.
Could you describe that day more specifically?
It was not long after New Year's Eve, maybe the first week of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It was sleeting that day. Wind was banging incessantly on the windows. The power was going out for short periods of time.
What was your first
Jimmy
impression of
Rios,
them?
How you doing?
I already knew the Wessler name. I knew who they were. Or at least I knew one of them, Hobart Wessler. He was famous. Gangster, moneylender, celebrity, lover.
Love it.
And Albert?
Why love
He
her?
was new to me, an invisible gray ghost. The
Why
family
love her?
had tried to keep his existence a secret.
Why?
Because they were ashamed of him, of course, Mr. Featherland.
ashamed
That's
of
how it usually is.
What was your
Okay.
first impression of him?
He was silent, but observed everything that surrounded him. His eyes were constantly moving, never stopped for a second.
Was he afraid?
I wouldn't say so. It seemed to me that he wanted to move into our institution voluntarily. It looked as if he couldn't wait to be here, alone, locked up in silence
That doesn't make
and
sense, though.
darkness.
Didn't you think of that as unusual?
That is unusual.
Of course I did, but who am I to judge? It was rather special treatment.
Impression, addicted to details. Ooh, okay. So if he's addicted to details, We should ask what kind of special treatment
What
Albert
kind
got.
of special treatment did Albert get?
You know, if an institution like ours has to accept a Wessler as a guest, there's bound to be some favoritism.
And complete secrecy, I guess.
Yes, but that's the case for all our patients, Mr. Featherland.
Of course. So in what way did he receive more than the others?
Basically,
Okay.
we don't admit anyone into our institution without a complete and thorough prior assessment. In the case of Albert, we put that aside.
So you didn't
Okay.
even know if he had anything wrong with him?
Initially, no. He was more of a guest than a patient.
How did you see Albert when you first met? Oh God. Okay, I could usually go with any question, but this one's actually hard because he's a strange pieces of the puzzle. He's mysterious, addicted to details, and daydreamer. So, God. How did Albert relate to you? How did you see Albert when you first met? Do you think he was? I'm gonna go with this
How
one,
did you
what
see
happened.
Albert when you first met?
Albert was shy and reserved, like a ghost. He almost never touched anything. It was evident he was exceptionally intelligent. He measured and observed everything around him.
What else?
He was delicate and graceful, almost like a woman. Yes. He was rather feminine. He was an artist, Mr. Featherland, a magnificent painter, and rather good writer, too. Sometimes I even heard him sing.
And why did he have to be locked up?
I asked the same thing at first.
Okay, are you telling me Albert had?
Are you telling
he had,
me Albert had
dissociative
multiple
identity disorder.
personalities?
We found out very quickly that there was no other reason for the cause of his seizures. He had a cold and calculating personality who sometimes, especially on stormy days, took the reins over their shared mind.
He had these seizures from the beginning.
Yes, Mr. Featherland, but they started to intensify after Albert left our institution for the first time.
He did what? Left the institution? More than once?
Oh, yes, Mr. Featherland. Albert left the institution on several occasions until
Okay,
the
then.
last time, when he failed to come back.
Quetzal's not only very observant, but he's addicted to details. I must focus on that if I want to get closer to the truth. Focus. Addicted to details.
Okay, when and why did Albert leave? You're keeping some. When and why did? Okay.
When and why did Albert leave the institution for the first time?
It was about 2 years ago. Mr. Hobart Wessler appeared and demanded we let his brother go free. Naturally, we obliged. We had no idea if we'd ever see him again.
But you did.
He returned the same day. Albert was ecstatic. He was unrestrained. I could almost say happy.
That was unusual for him.
I had never seen him like that before, Mr. Featherland. He just smiled and stared at the empty wall for hours.
Did he ever
Okay,
tell you what
so-
happened to him outside?
Of course he did. Albert and I had a good relationship. He was working on a painting for his brother.
Was it a painting of a lovely lady cat?
Oh, exactly. So you already knew about that.
Yes, Dr. Quetzal, I've seen it.
Okay, confused as well. So Albert left on Minikin. I don't know what to go with. Did Albert tell you how he felt about the painting? I feel like I should ask him one of the two questions. But I don't know exactly if I should. We get I don't think Albert would tell about the brother, but I also don't think Albert would ever talk about Natasha because... Did Albert
tell you how he felt about the painting?
From the first moment he loved it. He was fascinated by it. But who could blame him? A little diversity, fresh air, a beautiful lady, and of course, on top of all that, he could finally do what he loved best: paint.
Which could be a surprisingly effective therapy.
It could have been. Unfortunately, these excursions have greatly intensified his seizures. They have become more frequent and extreme.
How so? So Albert left on many occasions.
So Albert left on many occasions to continue working on the painting.
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. Every time he came back, he was like a different person. But unfortunately, his seizures also multiplied and became more dangerous.
More dangerous.
Albert was hurting himself. And on one occasion, he even tried to hurt me. It was unprecedented. It seemed his confined personality was taking over their shared mind entirely, piece by piece.
Do you think the painting caused it?
Not the painting, Mr. Featherland.
I think it
But
was
its subject.
Exactly. He was obsessed, right until that fateful day when he returned to us for the last time.
What exactly happened that day, Doctor?
Yeah,
It
what
wasn't
exactly
Hobart
happened?
who brought his brother back that day, but two of his gorillas. Not literally, I mean. And Albert was in a terrible, terrible state.
What happened to him?
I don't like to talk about that, Mr. Featherland.
It could be vital to the case, Dr. Quetzal. Don't back down.
Oh, you're right. There's no use turning back now.
God
So,
damn.
Albert's tongue was torn out, or cut off, I don't know exactly, and he was blinded in one eye, or rather, one of his eyes was missing entirely.
So you're saying Albert was brought back horribly mutilated?
Yes. And they didn't give any explanation as to what had happened. They simply told me it was some kind of accident.
That ain't no accident.
Dr. Quetzal is cold and professional, but he's also very confused. Maybe it's cruel, but I must exploit his vulnerability if I want to learn everything about Albert. Focus, confused.
Fella, could you describe... You don't believe Albert had an... But did you examine his wound thoroughly? Should I go... It's either, Albert had an accident, or maybe it's not easy for you to talk... I'm gonna...
Maybe it's not easy for you to talk
go with
about
this
it,
one.
but did you examine his wounds thoroughly?
I'm not that kind of doctor, Mr. Featherland, but even I could determine his tongue was either cut out or bitten off, and his eye was gouged out. He also had several broken bones.
But there's no doubt it wasn't an accident.
I don't believe it was, Mr. Featherland.
I totally agree.
Alright, that gave me... What was Albert's condition after the incident? What do you think happened now?
Pull yourself together, Doctor. What was Albert's condition after the incident?
Mind your tone, Detective.
Sorry, Doc, but I can see you're disturbed by these memories.
How could I not be? I'm not a monster. We're talking about a mutilated animal here.
So, what was he like after the incident?
Even more silent than ever. No surprise, I suppose. He was not only silent in words, but also in his soul and spirit.
What do you mean by that?
He never painted anything again, and his seizures completely stopped.
Oh, I lost 5. What happened then?
What happened then? How did Albert disappear?
A few weeks
Jesus.
later, Hobart came to visit Albert one more time. Albert had been in terrible condition by then. We even had to transfer him to another cell, a more safe one.
Oh,
What did Hobart do during the visit?
He didn't do anything. He just sat and watched his brother, who was in an almost vegetative state by then.
Couldn't you
whatever
manage to draw anything out of him? You or Hobart?
Nothing. For a while, he was trying to signal something. Perhaps he was too afraid. And most likely his fingers had been broken too, so he couldn't even write.
Do you think Hobart could have killed Albert?
It's horrible to say it, but I'm
I think
sure of it.
Hobart
How did he disappear in the end? Did someone come for him?
That's what's most eerie about it all, Mr. Featherland. He simply disappeared. His door, which only I had a key for, was open.
Did anyone see anything?
No one. We interrogated the staff, even the patients. He simply vanished off the face of the wilderness. We don't know what happened to him.
Unfortunately, I have a hunch. Thank you, Doctor. You've been a great help.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of help. But please, I now must attend to my work.
We understand, Doctor. Thank you.
I got a 90%. Our red alert that we have a hunch about what could happen to him. Legendary chicken, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so...
That's quite shocking information.
I think you understand why we kept it a secret. If it wasn't for Mr. Wessler's demand, we'd never let any of our patients walk freely outside our institution.
Then the accident happened.
Accident? Ha! We didn't believe it, not for a second. After Albert came back to us, horribly mutilated, he was different.
Different how?
If someone got one of his eyes poked out and his tongue torn out, he'd be different, but not like this. Albert was a different person.
We believe
Yeah.
you, Doctor. So, can we take a look at Albert's cell?
I'd rather call it his room. Mr. Wessler lived in exceptional circumstances.
Thanks to the Wessler name, I guess.
Yes. Well, we try to make all of our patients stay as comfortable as possible, but Albert certainly enjoyed special favoritism.
I hope you don't mind if we take a look around in there.
That's not going to bother anyone.
Thank you.
Well, that's surprising.
I've never seen a cell like this before, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind living here myself.
It seems that being a Wessler gets you privileges.
And a healthy dose
wrong
of
there.
danger.
Mostly that,
You're
yeah.
part of the mafia.
Let's take a good look
or
around. I'm
you
sure we'll
are,
find some answers here. I can
You're part of
almost
the mafia,
smell them.
or you're
Well,
high
I
up
smell
there.
paint, ink, plaster, some kind of oil, aging paper, slight smell of rat, and great expectations.
What the dickens?
Unmistakable. Yeah.
This place is bad for you, pal. But if you've already jump-started your beak holes, then sniff out the solution.
I'm on it, Boss Bird.
Yeah, unless you have money or you are part of the mafia, you're not going to. Little window.
A small window. A small hope.
Alrighty. Let's go do the painting. Well then.
The style. It's very familiar to me.
You've been lonely for far too long, huh?
Not funny, Marty.
It is, a little.
That is an interesting painting, I won't lie.
You know, I don't think he had it so bad in here.
You mean apart from being separated from everyone you love in an ancient mansion filled with madmen?
You're right.
As always.
And, I wonder, is there anything else? Besides fancy bed, besides all that? Nope. Writing desk. Ooh, there's a letter.
No way. Is this some kind of puzzle?
I don't think so. But we could still find something important here. A pattern, a sign, anything.
Okay, so we can look for something here. Let's go back to the desk. I was not going to try to grab anything.
Look at that. A letter.
New item.
Identical
Photo
twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman. 2 men and 1 woman. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well, I wouldn't say that exactly.
Of all the wild ones, Marty, please, stitch up your beak, okay?
Just use your imagination, old bird.
Oh, Marty, what the fuck? Shut up.
Scribbles, newspaper articles, study
Marty,
papers,
shut the fuck up.
poems.
Don't be going there.
Perfect chaos.
Just like the troubled mind of a troubled fella.
Yeah, but there's still a kind of order in it. It's just too intricate for you to comprehend.
If you say so, boss.
Alrighty, is there anything else that we can look at? So we got 6 new things for clues. Albert Wetzler disappeared. We have a hunch what could have happened to him. 4 people. And then, we got Ivan had almost 2 full pages. Ivan most likely killed his own brother. Albert Wetzler may have zipped its supposed body. That seemed more plausible right now anyways. What's, The Fetzer family had governor in Windholt facility and it's safe for more than 100 years. Quite a heritage, eh? He had cold reserve and endlessly professional in its own field, but thing that happened to Albert even got a rise out of him. No surprises here, I think. And then, Albert brother, Ivan took him out of asylum on several occasions to paint that fateful picture of Natasha. I think we have a motive, gentleman. Codex. Since its foundation and attempt to conquer Clawville has only been made once, the half-century occupation started in 622 and lasted until 677. During the time, the Har Empire took over all of Clawville territory except its colonies, which in the end, with the help of Swalotso and Valvoslava, took back control over Clawville. We do have 2 new things.
Identical twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman.
Hold up, give me 1 second. Oh god, I wish they would actually read that out. I know I don't exist. I don't exist because you don't see me, but I'm not what... Okay, I'm gonna actually restart. Hold up. I know I don't exist. I don't exist because you don't see me. But I'm not what you think I am. You don't think about me, do you? Never, no. I don't think of you every day, every minute, always, in my dreams. I think of you every day, every minute, always. In my dreams, I have become one with him. One soul. You know who I am thinking about, right? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I'm there too? With you. Do you feel it, right? I can't hold it in myself for long. Forgive me. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry, but I can't help it. The world is crashing down. The whole world just rotting and rotting. Everything is rotting around me. I have to get out of here. To become one with my destiny. And one with you. Forgive me.
Albert was madly in love with Natasha and would have done anything for her. I'm afraid he did exactly that. What do you make of this?
Apart from the fact the guy was totally insane? I don't know. What should I?
That maybe we've been chasing the wrong person all this time, Marty.
What do you mean?
Everything will be revealed soon.
Why do you have to be so melodramatic all of a sudden?
If I'm right, this'll flip the whole case upside down.
What's that, Sonny? A blurb from some horrible novel?
I just have to think things through before I come to any hasty conclusions, Marty.
Ugh, you're killing me. So, what now? Where to?
Back to Clawville, where we can finally put all the pieces together.
You're driving me crazy. But all right, let's go home.
Alrighty, let's talk to him one more time. Photo of the Wetzler.
What can you tell us about the woman in the photo we saw in Albert's room?
Do you mean Miss Natasha Katsenko? Well, yes. I don't know much about her, but everyone heard her name and her voice around here.
Did she ever visit this place?
Never. But if you ask me, Natasha probably didn't even know Albert was a resident of our institution.
And Albert,
That is
did he
true.
mention her often?
Constantly. It was obvious he had an affection for Miss Katsenko, but I wouldn't have thought for a moment he could escape because of her.
I wouldn't jump ahead, Doctor. Something else could be behind Albert's disappearance.
Do you think so? All the signs clearly indicate this.
Maybe they do, Doctor, but in my line of work, logic's not always the best advisor.
In 99% of cases.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this one typically belongs to the remaining 1%.
If you say so.
Alrighty. One more talk.
So, detectives, have you found what you were looking for?
I'm afraid we have, Doctor. And more.
I wouldn't dare to say I'm happy to hear it, but I'm glad to be of service to you.
Well, thanks, Doc.
I hope I don't offend you by saying I hope we're not going to meet anytime soon.
I mean,
Not on account of either of our jobs, am I right?
maybe.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got one more clue. Albert fell fatally in love with Natasha. What's the reason he had to die? So we do gotta go back to... Oh, that's the only place we can actually go to.
Oh, I don't believe this. Those two again?
Take him out. My car won't last much longer.
Don't worry, Sonny. I was born to do this.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, I need to remember.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow.
God damn it, I'm trying to shoot the... I died. Shit. I've unlocked an achievement. Ow.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow.
Oh god. Ow. Okay.
Are you blind or what? Where did you learn to shoot?
I'm almost dead. Let them shoot. Ow. And there we go.
Whew. Well, that was close.
A little too close for my taste. And it only strengthens my belief. Wessler is desperate. He knows if we survive, he's done for.
Well, come on, what did you work out? Will you tell me already?
Sure. Let's put the picture together, piece by piece. Let's start from the beginning. So, we got a case.
Okay, so we got a case for Natasha. And message from Natasha. No. And that's it. Let's start from, so we got him.
Natasha tried to show us the painting.
Yeah. Love letter, maybe? No. Okay, so we go here to here. Oh wait, here to here.
And that painting would have shown us the way.
Yeah, I've been, what's Albert painted Natasha. Corpse up, which is oddly gone now, thanks to the asylum where we could find out that Ivan killed it because he knew. Okay, that was bad. Nope. Okay.
To Ibn and Albert Wessler.
Alrighty.
Albert painted Natasha, so he met her on more than one occasion.
Yep. Oh, wait. And then this
Which
one
made
goes
Albert...
here. On a fateful night, he killed his brother. So he could take his flights in secret and when the escape from the asylum to live as a madman in dark. No. Oh fuck! I picked the wrong one. Okay.
fall in love with Natasha. And on a fateful night, he killed his brother so he could take his place in secret and win Natasha's heart.
Oh my. So wait. Ivan Wessler
So what
not.
happens now?
The inevitable, Marty. We're going to the Wessler mansion to confront Ibn with the facts.
You mean Albert, right?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Natasha.
Do you think she knew about it?
Something stinks, Marty. The whole case seems too intricate.
Too many coincidences, right?
Well, well, after 10 years, you did learn something, didn't you?
9.
You're right.
Huh.
What?
You just laughed, Sonny.
What? No, I snorted.
Yeah, it's laughed,
No, you
Sonny.
laughed.
Just leave it, Marty.
I'll be telling this to my grandchicks.
All right, pal, that's enough.
Okay. So, Albert fell madly in love with Natasha and decided to have her for himself.
And his best chance was to trade places with Ibn Wessler.
So that's why the torn out tongue.
Yeah, Ibn couldn't squeal even if he wanted to.
That is
What a diabolical
fucked.
plan.
More like insane.
But why the messages then? Why the threats? Albert got what he wanted. He could have got away with it.
I'm not a psychologist, Marty, but remember what the doctor told us. Albert has a seriously injured mind and a split personality. I think his two identities were at war with each other.
So the messages were written by one of his personalities, consumed by jealousy?
Something like that, Marty. But we can only learn the whole truth from him.
You're
That
right.
is insane.
Are we going or what?
We're going, Marty, to finally finish what we started.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to do before, do it now, boss. You won't have a chance later.
You're right, Marty. It's time to wrap everything up.
Alrighty. Clues. Albert, it's Ibn Wetzler himself. Manman took your brother place and it's trying to tie up loose ends. If you don't catch him now, maybe it's too late. Gabriel. The Fleabag tried to do away with it for its unsettly. Of course, I hope there's not going to be a fourth attempt.
Do you
That
remember
shop-
that case with the goat?
Which one?
When that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge, she cut open his stomach and filled it with rocks.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse. As far as I know, she even took the remains of the kids with her. But how did that come to mind?
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead wolf in here.
This? This one exactly? Good gods.
Yeah, before it was closed down, when there was still some life here. Not even that now. Just the void.
Yeah. Spooky place, that's for sure.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creepy.
We can go back into there. We have the Cartron.
I see we're ready.
You'll need a shotgun for this kind of deal, Marty. Maybe even that won't be enough.
Nothing to fear while Bertha's here. Even less because you're here too with Mr. Sinclair, of course.
Should I cry?
That would be nice for a change.
Okay, before we do that, let's talk to Lewis.
Hey, Lewis. You weren't awake all night because of us, were you?
I've never been this excited, Sonny. Seriously, it is a great honor to be part of the team. What is it?
You, Lewis. You don't stutter anymore.
What?
Just now, you didn't stutter. Not even a little.
Oh, I must be exhausted. It happens sometimes.
And it's back.
So, thanks again, Lewis. You always get us out of trouble.
Come on, boys. Don't even mention it. It is me who is grateful to be a part of an adventure of the chicken police.
Maybe the last one, too.
It might be the last
Hey,
one.
Sonny. Don't spoil his mood. He's so cute.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Foggy
This
Street.
fog's almost impenetrable.
Strange, but
Yo, what up,
somehow
Metronome?
this time I feel it's a good omen.
Really? How come?
I don't know. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel without the light.
Oh, you're not getting ready to die, are you, old man? If we're going on a suicide mission, I think I should
It's
know.
a
Why, haven't I
murder
told you yet?
mystery game
You're not funny.
type deal. It's fun, interesting.
I never thought I'd ever look at this place and think of it as home.
Life's weird, isn't it? I didn't think that after what I did to you, we'd work
Yeah.
together again.
You mean when you shot me?
It's what's really
You
interesting.
know I had my
We just
reasons,
found
Sonny.
out that Ibn Wetzler,
Have I
who
ever
is a
apologized?
mob gangster,
I don't think so.
Then
it's
let's
actually
leave it
Albert
that way.
Wetzler.
Hey, I
Ibn
apologize
Wetzler's
for
twin,
shooting you,
and
Boss
Albert
Bird.
Wetzler killed
That's
Ibn Wetzler.
okay, Marty. It happens
And,
even to the best of friends.
To take its plate to be
I'll
with
remember what
Natasha
you've just said, and
Katsuko,
I'll never
who
forget
was
it.
The
Yeah.
girlfriend of
Well, don't try to take
Ibn
advantage of
Wetzler.
it.
Who, me?
and
What do you think of
killed,
me?
Deborah the deer, and also it's trying to tie up loose ends in order to be able to be. Possibly, I could go in. So we can go to the Weekend House, Hop Dog, Mullen Newsletter, Boba Plates. Let's.
Look,
let's see.
Sonny, I think if we go now, there's no turning back. Not today, at least. So, are you ready?
I'm still thinking about it, Marty.
New location. Okay, so the Wetzler residency. Alrighty. So let's talk to.
I just
Marty.
realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently.
But yeah, it's,
Exactly.
it's-
Like he's
I
not
think it has
himself
been in
anymore.
someone's head a
It
while,
was
but it's
almost
also
hitting us in the
really
face, huh?
game.
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted for that.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The
Do you
insane
think the
asylum.
asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
Yeah. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
Yeah.
So,
Our letter.
what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice. So I hope so too.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean, could Natasha love Albert as well?
Good question, Marty.
I mean,
But I
that's a
don't think so.
possibility.
When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
And let's talk about Natasha.
So,
Concito.
what do you think now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure of that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are people like that.
Yeah.
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me,
Shut up,
right?
Marty.
Who can
Shut
even
the
read
fuck up.
minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
I want to go
Did
into
you
the...
forget anything, Sonny?
No, I just thought I'd take a look. Might be the last time I see it.
You becoming sentimental?
Who knows? Maybe I am.
Maybe. I just want to
Aw.
be able.
That's cute.
Should I say it?
I know, Sonny. I can still get out.
But you won't.
On the beak.
Thanks, pal.
Forget about it. I'd be bored to death otherwise.
Alrighty,
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
let's see.
Very funny.
Yeah, there.
Funny, because it's true.
Pictures. I did want to see if we
I
have
guess
anything.
everything's about selfish reasons in the end.
Many heroes become heroes out of selfishness, Marty, but not all of them. There are many unsung heroes, too, who already knew that nobody was going to hear about their deeds.
I hope you're not talking about us.
No, Marty, we're not heroes.
Yeah.
Celebrity cops from the dump.
We've done a lot of stupid things over the years, huh?
More than we should have, that's for sure.
Well, memories grow more beautiful with time. Today, I think what we did was done right.
It's a miracle we didn't burn down the city.
You see? We're getting better.
Yeah, that is true.
The
MB
blue
Davis.
side of the moon.
So, you know him after all.
Of course I know him. It's M.B. Davis, the greatest musician ever. But sometimes it's just fun to tease you, boss.
I'd like to know how many times you did that to me.
You see? I can still surprise you even after 10 years.
10 years.
You
is a long
know it's
time.
just 9, don't you?
Of course, I know.
Well,
painful memory.
I don't even know what to think.
I wouldn't like to be in your place, Sonny. But this doesn't change the things that already happened, you know? Your memories remain the same.
Easy to say, Marty, but I feel like nothing's the same anymore. Even my fondest memories have been stolen from me.
You mean she stole them?
Yeah.
That
Maybe you should
sucks.
look for her. You know, you could find her. You've got the connections.
I could have done it already. Maybe I was too cowardly.
Good
Maybe
times.
you should go back to the nursery school.
I know you're just clucking with me, but believe it or not, I've thought about it.
And what's keeping you?
I can't stand children. I can't talk to them, I can't drink or smoke with them, I just don't know what to do with them.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a problem.
Yep. Typewriter.
Huh. Maybe I am really Meredith H. Marble.
Pile of papers.
Buddy, you really need a secretary.
Yeah.
I thought about it too, Marty, but I'm still searching for a lunatic who'd take the job.
I'm sure Lewis would do it. I'd love to see him in a fancy little skirt.
Moron. But at least you finally managed to remember his name.
Really? Shit. I was trying to say it wrong.
Marty, you motherfucker.
I've had enough stimulation for today.
I can't even recognize the city in daylight.
Like a raving lunatic while asleep, right? 119 days left, Marty, and I'm out of here. As soon as I get my discharge papers, I'm leaving for the wilderness on the first flight.
You know, I envy you a little.
It's not going to be the real thing. Not on my own.
Why don't you take Natasha with you?
Huh. What are you even talking about?
Come on, Sonny. Cut the act.
Yep. We don't need to use the phone. Old
What was the
books.
last book you read, Sonny?
Something by Herringway, if I remember correctly.
Wow, really?
No.
Oh.
So let's go back. Let's go back out. I want to look back in the car trunk.
If our
Photo.
theory's correct, this photo will hurt more than a bullet.
That's the plan.
Do you think
Letter-
that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest. That's why we go unannounced.
And with big guns.
Exactly.
I like this new Sonny.
There is no new Sonny. Just the old ones had enough.
And then, fucking,
You think you'll need your fake badge?
I never needed a badge, Marty.
What a punchline.
It's more like a kind of good luck charm. It reminds me of who I should be.
And? Does it work?
No, Marty, not really.
If we survive this, can we crack this open?
I'd rather keep it for a really special occasion.
You're saying I'm not special enough?
I was joking. If we survive this, we'll drink it to the last drop.
Now you're talking.
What about
It's
the
a
Magnum?
little outdated, but I understand why you're so attached to it.
It can pierce the skin of a rhino, Marty, and the rust brings back memories. I'm a man of bad habits.
You know, sometimes I feel like I'm one of your bad habits.
Rest assured, Marty, you are.
Big
Her
Bertha.
Majesty Bertha II.
My drumstick still hurts every time I see her.
Be glad you're alive. Bertha rarely leaves witnesses.
Alrighty, so we got one more. Says I have one. Oh yeah, it shows the plates. Alrighty, before we go on, I want to go to the Weekend House.
So, we're looking for more evidence?
No, I was just thinking we could take another look. You know, just in case.
Okay, sure. But
Don't even ask, Marty.
you're really becoming sentimental.
One more word and I swear I'm...
Yep, I'm gonna shut it. Well, they
Word.
couldn't even manage to scrape it off.
Useless pincushions.
That ain't
They're
true.
always half-assed, Sonny. You drive me crazy.
Leave them be. Your record is perfect. You've been on the force for 15 years, almost 10 of that with me.
That's why I deserve a medal.
Get out. Wind down. Resign. Become... let's see. Anything.
If you only knew how much I've thought about that. But I'm simply not good at anything else. Either I'm a gangster or a cop. I've got too much of a backbone to be a gangster.
Also, to be a cop, Marty.
I want to go back inside so that
You
I
don't
can...
want to go in there just like that. It's a closed crime scene.
I hope you're just messing with me, Marty.
Of course I'm messing with you. Let's get inside there and see how much the boys have messed up the place. You know, Sonny, when we entered the room and saw the girl,
Deborah.
yeah, her body, I called you every name in the book inside my head. I just had enough, you know? I wanted to quit.
What kept you with me? Was it just curiosity?
No. I just wanted to see your downfall, boss. I wanted to be there when you met your end, get humiliated or even shot.
Wow.
Well, thanks for your honesty, Marty.
But then everything changed on the ship.
On the ship? Why there?
I don't know. Being tied up with you, waiting for certain death. I know I lashed out at you, but in truth, I felt there was no place I'd rather be. It was my place on that fucking burning ship with you, even if we both died there. Know what I mean?
I think I
Yeah,
do, Marty.
Marty.
I think I do.
So, I guess there's nowhere to go but forward, huh?
Nothing left to do but kill a rat. As the chicken police.
For the last time?
For the last clucking time, partner.
Swear?
I swear.
All right. Let's hit the road.
Yeah, let's hit the road. Strange sculpture, weird painting.
Nice.
Yeah, it really is.
Let's look at the family photo.
Natasha became even more mysterious with every detail we learned about her.
You fell for her hard, huh?
It's nothing like that, Marty. I only met her one time. It just makes me crazy if I can't solve something. And she's something I just can't solve.
Maybe you have to accept this one, Boss Bird. That woman's out of your league, from a different world entirely.
You're probably right.
And then strange sculpture.
Human, huh? My partner loves these weird things.
You're who?
I got a new partner when you left.
When Blood Boil fired me.
Sure, when you were
Technically
fired.
didn't fire you?
His name is Melvin, a little greenhorn of an otter.
And where exactly is he?
I have no idea. We worked together for one day, then I told everyone I wasn't gonna work with anyone but you.
But you hated me.
Yeah. I was even a little afraid they'd call you back. But Blood Boil got it, so he let me work alone.
That feels strangely comforting.
Then we also have that, which we can't look at. They do have the blood stain here, which would be nice. And I want to
Any better?
Not really.
People keep texting
I'm
me.
curious about how they
on
killed her.
Discord.
There were no injuries on her body as far as we could see.
Well, if all goes well, we'll learn about that soon.
Or not.
Or not. Wouldn't be the first time.
Alrighty, let's go to Hop Dog.
Ah, you know, Sonny, few places are as cozy as the Hop Dog at dawn.
You have a point.
The silence, the fog, the sunshine slowly devouring the sleeping city.
The smell.
Yeah, the Cobbler District has its own distinctive aroma, that's for sure. But wait, do you smell that?
Ah, it seems Zip is ready with the first batch of coffee.
That's waiting only for us, my friend.
Alrighty, let's
Well,
go in and
he's
talk
out.
to him.
He's brave indeed, or an idiot.
They're often the same, Marty, and you should know.
Alrighty, jukebox, it's still broken. Menu, let's talk to Zip.
Hello, Zip. I see they kicked you out.
You know, Sonny. They told me I could stay in there for 48 hours if I wanted.
Well, maybe you should have done that.
Shit, I had enough. Fuck it. You understand? When you interrogated me, you opened my eyes. I don't give a shit about him, about Wessler and his henchmen. Let them come if they want. It's not gonna be easy for them. You can be sure of that.
That's the Zip we know and love.
Thanks, Marty. So, why you here?
One last coffee before the end.
Are you going to get him?
We don't have a choice, Zip. We're grabbing the rat by the tail. No screwing around. No playing it nice.
Ah, I see Ibben's really got to you.
Just Sonny. I'm like this all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's talk to him one more
And
time.
what do you expect will happen when you get there? Well, I'm not sure you know what you're up against, boys, but it's your funeral. I'm just glad I got to know the legendary chicken police.
Hey, don't write us off yet.
I'm just getting ready for all possibilities, Marty. Hey, chicken coppers,
Yeah, Zip?
take care of your feathers for me, okay?
Will do, Zip.
Don't worry. I'll protect this smelly old bird.
Alrighty, let's see if he says, because I know
All in all, thanks, Zip. You've been a great help.
Thank you too, boys.
I don't
you
really talk
really
during these
opened my
because of the
eyes.
fact that they
If
talk
I
so
see
much.
Wessler again or any of his goons, I'm gonna plug 'em right there.
I'm not sure that's what we're suggesting.
Alrighty, I don't think there's really anything else I can do.
Hey, Zip, listen here. This coffee, it's 2 days old.
And
Nothing.
Alrighty, what about the menu? I want to actually see what
I'm gonna
Marty
try
says.
the food here one day.
Well, you have to die of something, right?
Oh, it can't be that bad. Though I'm sure old Zip's not making it out of premium faux meat.
You have such a delicate way of putting things. You can be glad if he's not serving you one of your relatives.
You're right about that.
I do want to go to Bobo's. I do want to look at the People's Codex for Marty. It seemed Marty was only playing stupid for a long time to see how the mighty Sentina Featherland fall down. To be honest, I understand him and I think I deserved it. I know we need to go there. I wish I could go there because, let's go to Mullen Newsstand, talk to
Well,
Mullen.
if we have anything else to ask the old beaver, this is the last chance.
Hey, don't steal my style.
Just learning from the best.
Let me give you some advice. Don't.
Alrighty, let's talk to...
Does the name Albert mean anything to you?
I know multiple Alberts, Sonny. Which one do you mean?
Albert Wessler.
I see you're in a funny mood, Sonny boy.
I'm not joking, Mullen, but I'm surprised there's something I know and you don't.
And who is this Albert, anyway? Ibn Wessler's hidden son, maybe?
Even better, my friend. His secret twin brother.
That is insane.
Oh, you've walked into trouble there.
I was hoping you could tell me something useful about him.
I can, Sonny boy. Avoid him. Avoid the whole Wessler family. Those who happen upon secrets that deep sink without a trace.
Well, I used to be a professional swimmer. Didn't you know?
No, I
Being a
didn't.
professional
I lied.
swimmer.
What do you know about that asylum? What's it called?
Since there's only one of those around Clawville, I know which one you mean, Sonny. It's an ancient mansion, easily around 100 years old for sure. Or more. Well, what do you want to know about it anyway?
We actually just got out of there.
That explains everything.
Seriously, what do you know about it?
The place is self-sufficient in theory, but in reality, the Crown maintains it. No one knows the exact reason why, but according to gossip, they used to keep someone in there. Someone who was either part of the royal family or just very close to the fire. But who knows? Maybe it's just a legend.
Well, they say we're legends too, and we're standing right in front of you. Am I right?
What can I say then? This whole city is full of legends.
True.
This Albert, he had to paint a picture of Natasha at his brother's request.
Let me guess. He fell in love with her.
Yeah, classic, huh? Then he killed his brother and took his place.
Yeah, well, that's a classic too. So, you're telling me who goes by Ibn Wessler is not really Ibn Wessler?
Exactly. He's Albert, a dangerous lunatic with multiple personality disorder.
Ha ha, lads! I guess that Miss Marble's going to write another one of those novels about this.
You mean Meredith? Oh, that's just what we need.
Once you sold your soul, it's too late to cry about it, sonny boy.
That's
That
what
is
I
true.
keep telling him.
Especially when you sell your soul to the devil.
Do you know Dr. Quetzal?
Do you mean Professor Quetzalcoatlus? Yeah, now you laugh at this, but we went to university together.
You did what?
Do I not look the type to you?
No, well, I didn't mean that. I just didn't know you went to university.
I studied psychology, sonny, only I forgot to graduate. That's when my father died.
So that's why you know the animals so well.
No, I know them well because I have a newspaper stand and I talk to hundreds of animals each day. And I listen to the everyday problems of almost all of them. There's no better lesson in animal studies.
You surprise me every time, old beaver. And what do you know about him? Can he be trusted?
You're afraid he screwed you? He looks like a terribly dishonest snake, but don't let your prejudices overshadow what your wattle tells you. Quetzal's one of the kindest-hearted and most honest animals I've ever known.
That's good to know, Uncle Mullen. Or rather, Professor Mullen.
Hey, 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 don't get cocky with me, little chickie.
I love Mullen.
What do
He's
you know
actually
about
really
the
amazing.
Wessler Mansion, Uncle Mullen?
that if you're about to go there, bring a tank with you. Or two.
Dangerous, you mean?
Dangerous? It's a fortress, so it is. Giant walls, watchtowers, and of course, Westler's hired thugs are waiting for you there.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a beautiful place, I must admit. At least you'll kick the bucket with mouths hanging open in wonder.
That's something.
Good attitude, my lad. Keep it.
And then let's just speak to him. I just want a regular speak to him.
Hey, old man. Sun's not even up yet, and you're already open?
You know what's my secret, sonny boy?
What?
I never close.
That clever.
How can I help you, lads? I see you're going somewhere.
Well, Sonny's going to die. I'm just wrapping up a delicate case.
So, you'll be off to the Westler residency then?
You're sharp, old beaver.
Well, me dear lads, I'm glad I got to know you.
Hey, don't you start too.
That I'm just kidding.
And let's just do
Got
one
any
more.
good advice?
I always have some for you, lads. Don't get shot, for example.
That's very wise advice. Why haven't you told us before? Could have saved Sonny some painful memories.
If you carry on like that, Marty, you too can learn how it feels.
You too.
Alrighty. We have one more plate to go. We went to Hot Dog Hotel, Bubble Plates. Actually, we don't have anywhere. Let's go do the Wetslers.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over.
We got so many bullet holes in our...
Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong? Here I am, Natasha. I hope you're waiting for me.
Alrighty.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
Alrighty, so let's actually look around.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's impossible.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Tower.
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
Let's
Is
look
this
at
a
this.
mansion? Or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, Old Westler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
Give me 1 second. I want to listen to everything. I'm mainly a listener when it comes to all this. I don't really talk when they're actually talking. So I kind of occupy myself while I'm listening.
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
And then what about the Rat Knight?
Huh,
Look
one
at
of
that.
Wessler's ancestors, maybe.
Wessler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
And let's look at the intro.
Hey, not so fast, chickens. Please excuse my partner. We didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Alrighty, Gabriel.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Is that right, Gabriel? Get the hell out of our sights while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys.
Alrighty, let's go in the entrance.
This must lead to Wessler and Natasha's suite.
Let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, just don't let it be us.
Ooh, let's look at
It's
the
like the
walls.
vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah,
that
it
is.
is.
Let's look at the architect.
This place is incredible, but it kind of gives me the creeps.
Because you know what lies behind the beauty.
With Natasha, too?
I haven't decided yet.
Ah,
Dr.
what a
Olivia.
pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin!
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
Oh, God.
What do they not understand, Olivia? So, what is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss, Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katsenko.
Alrighty, so let's talk. So, people. Olivia tried to shoo us out of Western Train, but she seemed quite worried about our lives. Yeah, I don't think. I
The
talked to
truth
Natasha.
is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen. He's rather furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Zavas.
Wild gods!
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yep,
Yeah, I know,
unfortunately.
Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah,
Cold, stiff Deborah.
please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentleman that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys.
God damn.
Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please,
Right, so-
follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler.
We need to know.
So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Alrighty, so. Ooh, we could go up the stairs. Olivia.
I tried to warn you.
Thanks, Olivia?
I tried.
Thanks?
We can't speak to her, so the only place we can do is go upstairs. Ooh, grab that.
This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud.
Alrighty, we're in the final parts. Painting. Let's talk to him.
Painting?
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's...
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
Alrighty, you can only look at the painting.
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
Night table.
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah. I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah. Are you trying to intimidate me?
Maybe,
No, that's
maybe
not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I
like to
really
look
hope
around.
so.
Revolver.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
And then, there's nothing else, so let's actually talk to Westler.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we going to flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
Alrighty, we're going to be doing a new function. We got two new things, Natasha. Natasha tried to send us away from, but why was she worried about it? Or did she have a different motive? And then we have one more for Albert. He had dangerous lunatic. Alrighty, let's get the done and over with.
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
God
Sonny,
damn,
don't.
Albert.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
Piece of painting.
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, still, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
Not
No,
necessarily.
it's not a crime in itself.
It's weird, in all honesty, having your brother do that, even though you're the one
This
who did
picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who do you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Damn, we're grilling fucking Albert.
Why do you ask
so
that?
hard right now.
Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
Albert's letter.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
More like a confession.
In which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
New function, questioning. Before we go on, do we have anything else? No, we don't. Okay. I just wanted to listen. Alrighty, we're going to do questioning. Oh god, no.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Alrighty, so imposter, what were you thinking? How long did you think you could
What
keep
were
up?
you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Kinda true. Why did you...
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious, from the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You've felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Imagine cruel. Believe that you were. Why did you have to mutilate him, and why didn't you just kill him? You wanted to wrap everyone around here. Why did you?
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
Weird way of showing you love, Albert.
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see it.
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, Detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies. And that's why I couldn't kill him.
Not immediately, you mean?
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit I've underestimated him.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your current situation, and doesn't even suit you.
God damn it. Make you happy to control others, Albert?
Does it make you happy to control others, Albert?
I was never the type. Not until I become one with my brother. He was different. He lived for this. He wanted to rule everything he set his gaze upon.
Haven't you done the same with Natasha?
I did, Detective. Exactly the same. And that's when I started to become one with my brother.
Do you mean before brutally mutilating and killing him?
Yeah. Long before that, Detective.
I even got -10 from that. I'm gonna redo this.
What would you have done if Natasha found out? Kill her too?
You know what? Maybe yeah. Maybe I would have ended myself too.
Narcissistic pricks like you never commit suicide, Albert.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to insult someone who's pointing a revolver at your stomach, Detective?
Jesus fuck.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
I'm shaking.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
Is what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
Yeah, what the moment you decided?
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Alrighty, so what did you do to the maid Ivan get you locked? Keep copy. Do you think you can explain everything with your sin?
You're just a cheap copy. You know that, right?
You're just making your position worse by insulting me, Detective.
I wasn't insulting you. I was saying out loud what we all know very well.
Don't
You
force my
shaking.
hand to pull the trigger ahead of time. There are many, many things you'd still like to know, wouldn't you?
Why don't we get it over with, Wessler? Pull the trigger and let's finish this pathetic charade.
You think I don't dare do it?
Oh, fuck.
If you loved Natasha so much, how could you lie to her all along?
We lie the most to those we truly love, Santino. Isn't that right?
It shouldn't be that way.
You mean your wife, don't you? See? That's how it goes. We lie because we don't want to cause even more hurt.
What you did, Wessler, is nothing like Molly or me. What you did was out of simple selfishness and cowardice.
Watch what you're spitting out that dirty beak of yours, Santino.
I'm not afraid of you, Wessler. You'd better get that into your small little rat brain.
Classic mistake, Mr. Featherland.
Questioning failed. You need to listen to your instincts, and you concentrate and focus.
Albert
I'm
is
actually
an
going to.
imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course. What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Alrighty, I want to look up the answer for this because I don't want to. Okay. What?
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious. From the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Alrighty, so you wanted to.
Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler?
Did I ever believe? I still do. I believed it all along. Don't you get it? I am Ibn Wessler.
And
Not
also
Ibn Wessler, though.
Albert Wessler.
I see you're starting to understand.
I'm actually going to keep this up.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
Hey, yo.
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn, in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
No. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything's gray in this world. Only two things have color.
Love and hate?
I see you understand now, Sonny. Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
Albert, you're everything I'm not. And I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, Detective.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
His what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about, spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand...
Alrighty.
When was the moment you decided to...
When I drew the last...
You simply...
Not in this...
Everybody thinks...
No, Mr.
Let him have...
I wanted her for us.
So, when when what moment? What made you think you could deceive Natasha? What moment do you think you can explain everything?
Do you think you can explain everything with your insanity?
Don't be a fool, Sonny. Insanity is just a temporary state. Just a stop on the way to enlightenment.
So you admit you're insane. That's surprising for your kind.
Of course I'm not insane.
Ah, well, here we are.
Albert was insane. He lost all connections to reality. But I saved him.
You mean you're Ibn?
Both of us, Mr. Featherland.
Okay. I almost understand everything now.
Don't mock me, Mr. Featherland. You're still at the wrong end of the gun, you remember?
It would be hard to forget.
When did you decide that we...
When did you decide that we too have to die?
Can I be honest? I didn't want to hurt you, even after what you've done at the club, after interrogating Natasha and me so cruelly. I didn't care. You just saw what's on the outside, just scratching the surface.
Until we found Deborah.
I didn't even know about you finding her until the phone call from the Nile. Then it all became clear. I understood I underestimated you. I had to remedy that mistake before it was too late.
You remove anyone if they happen to cross your path, don't you? Without batting an eye.
Ibn had always been like that. Albert the opposite, so don't think I wasn't struggling, but, eventually, yeah. Courage won, every time.
You mean fear?
Yeah. What do you know about these concepts, Detective? You've spent your life chasing petty nobodies until you turned into one of them.
I may be a nobody, Mr. Wessler, but at least I know who and what I am. I'm Santino Featherland. Tell me, can you still tell who you really are? Albert, Ibn, both of them? Neither.
Enough, Santino. Enough games. Ask your last question before I get tired of you and pull the trigger.
I'm very close to breaking him, but if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
Natasha was kind to you, right?
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was, simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so, distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I know
Yeah, I
Albert's touch would
understand.
harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? That's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was.
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
I mean, not too late, Albert. Tell her.
Maybe
to
it's
send
not
in,
too
but-
late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
That's what
In
I'm
my
curious.
world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You
Yeah.
see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
We got a 100%. I looked at the answers, which is perfect job at excellent. Albert is Ibn Wetzler himself. Madman took his brother Pace and tried and tie up loose ends. If we don't catch him now, maybe it'd be too late. Damn. Natasha, why? Oh, again, that probably was the best thing she could have done.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you,
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target.
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm
Very
sorry I
true.
dragged you into this. And regarding Molly,
And there's the cops.
the cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Monty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Alrighty, so we have new personal info. Achievement unlocked. Flutes. Natasha saved our lives at last minute once Albert had revealed everything, so there we go. That's it, but is it really over? Natasha, what a surprise. In the end, she was the one who pulled the trigger and saved us, but of course, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have been in the situation in the first place. Monica knew what we were up to inform the boys just in time. If not for her, Red Lagoons would have most likely riddled us with bullets. Blood boil. Bowman and small, hairy hearts often in the end, and all it's a good downfall of gangster empire, nothing more. Albert Hunsley believed he and Iblis are one and same, two souls in one body. I don't even know what thing about the man. But one thing with question, or it is if it should beats, and he had to go down no matter what. Or would have done anything to prevent it, but it's too late. Natasha felt something wasn't right with him, and Albert knew he couldn't get away with it. That's simple. Blood boil.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Monica.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those furheads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me.
Yeah, that is a surprise. I would never expecting. Katya,
So,
let's speak with her.
what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything,
Yes, I know where to find you.
see you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Goodbye, detectives.
And then, let's talk to Timothy.
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey!
Alrighty, what now?
How did you know we were...
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
Santino, you're doing that on purpose?
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
Hey, I unlocked that achievement.
Santino.
No, sir.
Then get the...
Alrighty.
And what about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now, don't we?
Yes, I think you're right.
Alrighty. Timothy.
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler Empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
Alrighty, what about the entrance? Oh, shit. We have more
Hey,
people.
Olivia.
Marty,
I just, wanted to thank you
for what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employer's dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco.
Gabriel.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this, rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way.
Bouncer really
Joyful.
bounce.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
That it's nice.
I hope we'll meet again, gentlemen.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
Maybe I will, Mr. Featherland.
I certainly hope so, pal.
He's so fucking, he's so nice.
Nice catch, Bosco. You can mount them on your wall as trophies.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
Alrighty, there's nobody else to talk to. Mansion.
Look at all these plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone so rotten inside, like Wessler, can still dream something so beautiful to surround himself with.
Oh, Fillmore.
You? What are you doing here?
I was just driving around, you know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take him seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
I think I have an idea who hired you, Phil.
Hey, stop it right there. I don't want to know who you think.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
Huh, you wish, pal.
Anyway, it's good to see you here, Hawkeye.
I'm glad you made it out alive. It didn't take you much.
Yeah, not much.
Anyway,
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Chicken Police in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim, drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police, say cheese.
And there we go. We unlocked a few more achievements, which is nice. Blame for it, Gods of the Wetzler Dead Natatsu with missing. Thank you to Team of Marty McChicken Plates. Alrighty. Following animal species were not included in the game. Indic tiger, northern white rhinehorn, Sphinx macaw, Hawaiian tree snail, Indian cheetah, lot shark. Libya during the development of the game 2018-20. All those species have been declared extinct according to the lowest possible percentage between 200 and 2,000. That is 100. That is the natural extinction rate. Oh wow. That is insane. 2011, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018. Oh wow. Created by this, but if I do, oh well. But I'm gonna try to talk. That game was actually interesting and fun. I will not lie. That was really, really fun. And it's really fun to see what they did with it. All they really did was Photoshop the fates of animals onto there. I wonder if I could. Nope. I am going to mute it so I don't actually get copyrighted. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I was listening and everything, don't get me wrong. Aww. That Molly and somebody else? Interesting. I love the artwork as well. Like, it was so interesting to actually see. It was like so interesting to see that I would like. Was it long? Yes. Was it kind of boring? A little bit. I won't lie. But it was something that I actually really, really liked. There we go. Save that to there. It was something really, really nice I liked. Because you don't see games like this and everything so much. To my mom and dad who didn't freak out when I told them I was working on pinup girls with animal heads and Mad V. Sport. Everyone clicks me high. Aw, they're pets. Special Tank, Freeman. Aw. That is sweet. That is sweet. I won't lie.
And it's dead.
That's what's sweet. That ending was sweet. I wonder if there's anything else. If they're not, then that's it. To be continued? Oh?
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
Oh?
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man
boy.
who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke
Nice.
this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
I love this part.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
That's a nice touch to the game. Wasn't expecting that, but that is a nice touch. Call me. Oh! Spiked Spiegel. Spiegel. I don't know. Damn it, I can't. Okay. Anywho, that was fun. Boring to an extent, but actually fun. It kept me hooked. Especially with everything that happened. I'm glad I actually played this. I've had it in my thing and I tried playing it twice, I believe, and it just fell through. So, yeah. But anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the video, please hit the like button and fates, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Just let your family know I do get a lot of my videos. Also, if you do subscribe, please turn that notification bell icon on to get notified when I upload video or go live. I usually go live. For people on Twitch, drop me a follow. It's free, easy. You don't have to do crap. I sit to chill, play video games, and just honestly have fun. I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to do Spider-Man 2 or if I'm going to do Assassin's Creed Mirage. I think I'm going to do Spider-Man 2 tomorrow. Definitely. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.